Hello and welcome to Frontrunner Motorsport. We are about to start a Winter Football World Cup, and you may ask what that has to do with motorsport. But what if there was a Motorsport World Cup running at the same time with the best driver from each nation who qualified for the FIFA World Cup? So this is basically a list of the best driver from every World Cup nation. Some are easy and have plenty of choice. Others, I might as well fly to the country and point to the first person I see and say, that one. This is a list of the best race driver from every nation that qualified for the 2022 FIFA World Cup in Qatar. Let me know in the comments if you agree, and remember to subscribe. Qatar, Nasser Al-Attiyah. Much like the Qatar national football team, there aren't many top-class race drivers, but the very experienced Nasser Al-Attiyah is a multiple winner of the Dakar Rally, has scored points in the WRC and is the first ever World Rally Raid champion from the nation of Qatar. He's the quickest. Ecuador, Juan Manuel Correa. Whilst Juan Manuel Correa races under an American race driver's license, he was actually born in Ecuador. The former Formula 2 and current Formula 3 driver is healing from his injuries from the tragic events at Spa a few years ago, but is by far the best driver Ecuador could put forward. Senegal, Nagui Cabaz. Senegal does not have a lot of race drivers. In fact, in 2022, I'm not sure they have any, but Nagui Cabaz will do. He's a Senegal endurance champion who has raced in Europe. He'd stand no chance in this company. Netherlands, Max Verstappen. An easy choice because he is the best race driver on the planet right now, but I could otherwise choose Nick de Vries. Dutch racing is hitting a golden age right now, but I would send the current two-time Formula 1 world champion. England, Lewis Hamilton. I should probably choose George Russell, seeing as he beat Lewis Hamilton, but by far the popular choice would be the seven-time Formula 1 champion. Lewis Hamilton is the most successful English race driver ever, so it seems an easy choice. Iran, Kevin Andre. Surprisingly few race drivers from Iran. I don't know what happened to Kevin Andre, but he was racing in Formula 3 a few years ago. He did score a podium in European Formula 3 in 2018 and had some success in America. Technically, he has Iranian citizenship, but he was born in Germany, lived in France, and moved to America, so he's an international option. United States, Colton Herta. The name on everyone's lips right now, Colton Herta has been linked to Formula 1 in 2023, but will be appearing in IndyCar once again. I could have picked Joseph Newgarden, Alexander Rossi, or Logan Sargent, but I feel Herta is set for big things very soon. Wales, Elfyn Evans. I almost went with Seb Morris, but Elfyn Evans is the best Wales has to offer right now, the winner of a few WRC events and a runner-up in the championship in 2020. Evans beat out all the bright hopefuls from Wales, mostly Seb Morris. Argentina, Jose Maria Lopez. An experienced driver who has raced in many different categories and almost Formula 1 before USF1 collapsed. Jose Maria Lopez is a three-time World Touring Car champion. He has won Le Mans and the World Endurance Championship. He's raced in Formula E and won a GP2 race many years ago, more than qualified for the nation of Argentina. Saudi Arabia, Karim Ogier. For all the money floating around in Saudi Arabia, they don't have many race drivers, at least not good ones. Finally having their own Grand Prix may inspire some young Arabians in the future, but right now we have Karim Ogier. He has won his class at Le Mans back in 2011. Mexico, Sergio Perez. Who else would it be? Esteban Gutierrez? Salvador Duran? No, definitely Sergio Perez from Mexico, a Formula 1 race winner and potentially F1 runner-up, the best Mexican race driver possibly ever. Poland, Robert Kubica. He's not a young man anymore, but Robert Kubica is a good choice for Poland. The Formula 1 race winner is also a European Le Mans LMP2 champion and still races in endurance racing in the World Championship for Prema. France, Esteban Ocon. France has a lot of great race driving talent. Between Ocon and Pierre Gasly, it's a difficult choice, especially as they're both race winners in Formula 1 and teammates in 2023. Not to mention the likes of Théo Pourchaire, who is also very talented. I'll go Esteban Ocon, as right now I think he's slightly better than Gasly. Australia, Oscar Piastri. Daniel Ricciardo was my first thought, but his reputation has been dragged through the mud. Oscar Piastri is the new hot toy, so we will stick with him in this race. We are yet to see what he can do in Formula 1, but he was a demon in Formula 2 who laid all to waste before him. Definitely one for the future. Denmark, Frederik Vesti. It's a shame Tom Christensen retired because he would have been a shoo-in. Christian Lundgaard is also a very good Dane driver, but I'll go for Frederik Vesti. I feel Lundgaard has been cast aside in many ways, whilst Vesti is still doing a good job in Formula 2 for ART, taking a win and sitting in the top 10. Tunisia, Livray Bazou. There are no race drivers in Tunisia. Livray Bazou is an esports driver, best I could do. Spain, Carlos Sainz Jr. It's between Sainz and Alonso, and right now Carlos Sainz Jr. is edging it for me. I think he's one of the best drivers in Formula 1, as well as one of the unluckiest. Fernando Alonso has won a lot in his career and is definitely deserving of respect, but Carlos Sainz Jr. is the better choice for me. Costa Rica, Daniel Formal. Not a lot to choose from Costa Rica, but Daniel Formal has raced in America in various WeatherTech series and the Lamborghini Trophy. It's something at least. Germany, Mick Schumacher. Vettel is retiring and Mick Schumacher looks to be losing his seat to Nico Hülkenberg, but I'm not picking the Hulk over Schumi for this. I think he's the better choice for Haas also, but they've never made a bad decision before. Have they? Japan, Yuki Tsunoda. There are a lot of really good Japanese drivers right now. Tomoki Najiri has won the last 2 Super Formula Championships. Naoki Yamamoto is a legend. Ryo Hirakawa has won Le Mans and the World Endurance Championship in 2022. And Kamui Kobayashi is also great. Yuki Tsunoda just gets the shout above these guys though, but it's literally by a thread. If he does even worse in 2023, he wouldn't have made this list. Belgium, Stoffel van Dorn. The Formula E champion is in the prime of his life. He's been racing better than ever lately, and the ex-Formula 1 star is the best driver Belgium has to offer. There is Frederik Vervisch and Gilles Magnus from the world of touring cars, as well as GT racer Dries Van Voor, but none of those quite match up to Stoffel van Dorn. Canada, Lance Stroll. God, who do I choose? Lance Stroll or Nicholas Latifi? Who crashes less? Hard to say. IndyCar isn't much better. Devlin DiFrancesco or Dalton Kellett? Very uninspiring. Lance Stroll is probably the best Canada has to offer. Canada, do better. Maybe Jacques Villeneuve should come out of retirement. He can't do any worse. Morocco, Mehdi Benani. Another country that doesn't have a rich racing heritage, Mehdi Benani has been in the World Touring Cars as long as I remember, and he has been a race winner and independent champion. I wouldn't call him a great race driver, but he is a competent hand. Croatia, Martin Kodric. A regular in GT racing, but I wouldn't call Martin Kodric the best race driver in the world. He has taken class wins in the Bathurst 12 Hours and various international GT series, and Croatia does not have many racing drivers right now. So the 2018 Blancpain Asia GT3 champion steps up to defend the honour of the nation. Brazil, Caio Collet. I could have gone with Lucas de Grassi, but I chose Caio Collet because I feel he is a real bright spark for Brazilian racing right now. The country that gave us Ayrton Senna is a bit starved of racing talent right now, with the likes of Enzo Fittipaldi doing okay and Tony Kanaan getting a bit long in the tooth. I think Caio Collet is one of the best Brazilian talents in maybe the last 10 years or so. Serbia, Dusan Borkovic, the 2015 European Touring Car Cup winner, who's also a race winner in TCR Europe and the TCR International Series, steps up for Serbia. A decently talented touring car driver, nothing flashy but capable nonetheless. Didn't race much in 2022 but competed in TCR Europe in 2021, albeit not with much success. Switzerland, Sebastian Buemi. The very experienced Swiss driver has done it all. He's a multiple-time Le Mans winner and World Endurance Champion, former Formula E champion, and he's raced in Formula 1. He's still winning in 2022, just not in Formula E, but he has become one of the best endurance racers out there and knows his way around a race car. Cameroon, Christian Ebong. What do you want from me? Cameroon doesn't have many race drivers ever. Christian Ebong raced Seats in Germany back in 2009. There was no one else. Portugal, Antonio Felix da Costa. Another Formula E champion and World Endurance champion. He won with Jota in the LMP2 category this year. Antonio Felix da Costa is a great driver and better than any other Portuguese driver out there. Like Tiago Monteiro, who is so far past it, it's not even funny. Felix da Costa is one of the best drivers on this list, in my opinion. Uruguay, Santiago Arusha. The young touring car driver has had success in single-seaters in America, winning the Mazda Pro Series and performing well in Indy Lights. He's also raced in GP3 but switched to touring cars in 2019. Since joining the world stage with Cyan Link & Co, he's taken wins and been in championship contention, but his career has been derailed somewhat by Cyan withdrawing from the last half of this year's World Touring Cars, and now faces an uncertain future with the death of the WTCC. It'll be interesting to see where he goes from here. South Korea, Michael Shin. South Korea has a lot less options than Japan. I guess motor racing isn't as big there. The best I could find was Michael Shin, who raced in the British F4 Series in 2022. Not very successfully, but he did take one win. He's also raced in the Asian Formula 3 Championship. Not a world beater, but he would make the Motorsport World Cup. So that was the best driver from every World Cup nation. Do you agree or do you disagree? I tried to choose a driver who is still going as of 2022. Not easy for some countries. Enjoy the football, enjoy the end of the Formula 1 this weekend in Abu Dhabi. Remember to subscribe. Thank you for watching and have a good one.